While it's true that not every bad thing that happened in Sunnydale had a direct link to the Hellmouth, but Buffy knew better than to start out by assuming that the Hellmouth wasn't involved. Angel came out of the library and handed Willow a book, even as Oz lifted a scalpel. Buffy was ready to grab Angel and drag him out hunting for Giles, but then she looked over and saw Cordelia. She took a deep breath and looked at Angel. "You were telling me," she said, "about Cordy?" He nodded slowly and walked over to look down at Cordelia again. Angel waved his hand in front of her face, and she blinked, but offered no other reaction. "She's been mesmerized," Angel explained. "There are a number of ways this can be done, mostly magical, some just psychological. But I don't think either is quite the case here. I talked to her, got her to come out of it, just a little. I think she saw something she wasn't supposed to, and the thing she saw didn't want her to remember or talk about it." "What thing?" Buffy asked sharply. "We don't have time for 20 questions. Angel blinked, and Buffy started to apologize for being so harsh. But he held up a hand to stop her, to indicate that he understood. "It's called a glamour," he told her. "They're a race of minor demons who control the minds and feed off the passions of their victims. Not that much different from succubi. Only the glamours look beautiful and human. Also, they don't kill so much as drain their victims. A glamour wouldn't want to kill, you understand. They'd rather keep the victim alive as a source of sustenance for as long as they could." Buffy felt a wave of icy cold spreading through her body. She took a breath, looked at Cordelia, and then back at Angel. "But eventually they die?" "If the glamour isn't stopped, yes," Angel admitted. Willow looked up from her spell casting, concern haunting her face. "Cordelia walked in on Miss Blaisdell with Snyder. It's probably Miss Blaisdell, right?" Angel nodded. Suddenly, Buffy wasn't cold anymore. Anger began to rise up in her. Her brow creased, teeth gritted together. "Which explains why Giles has been acting so funky." Buffy paused, trying to make sense of it all. "But what I don't get, I was sure the way Giles was acting had to do with whoever's behind our little watcher napping. It just doesn't—" She raised an eyebrow. "What?" Angel asked. "Last night, Miss Blaisdell left right before the vampires attacked. They just let her walk away. Even if they were there on a mission, no red and cold-blooded vampire posse is gonna let a hottie like Miss Blaisdell just walk by. There's a connection." "Okay," Angel said, "but what?" "We're going to find out," she said, and turned to face Willow and Oz, who were finishing up a chant over whatever magical concoction was now boiling over the Bunsen burner. Buffy waited until the chant was through. Oz took a breath, seemingly tired out a little by the magic. Willow sort of nodded to herself, face etched with determination. "Will?" Buffy asked. After quickly examining Pike's throat and face, Willow turned to look at Buffy. "I don't think I stopped it, but I slowed it way down," she said. "Now I'm research girl again. I think I can figure out how to reverse the process." Buffy nodded. "What about Cordelia?" Willow glanced at the silent, unmoving girl. "I don't know," she said. "It's sort of nice and quiet in here." Then she smiled guiltily. "But I'll snap her out of it as soon as possible. First, I need you to do that computer voodoo you do so well," Buffy told her. "I need Karen Blaisdell's home address." "That's easy," Willow said. 29 Catalina Road. I looked it up for Xander before he started spying on her." "Oh, God," Buffy said, shaking her head in dismay. "Xander," She glanced at Pike, looked at Willow and Oz. "Don't let him die," she said, before turning and grabbing Angel by the hand and dragging him out the door.